this is Candy with eyes2jesus.blogspot.com bringing you my November tour. October went by really fast, so I'm a little bit odd that we are now in November. And November is actually a very busy yet fairly exciting month for me. So it was important that my planner setup be on point because I'm going to be depending on my planner a lot this month. And what planner am I currently in for November? Well, surprise, surprise, I am in this. And this is a Franklin Covey binder in their classic size. The Franklin Covey classic size takes a half letter sheet paper and it's a 7-ring system. It is a ring binder. And this binder is called the Anna. And the color that this Anna is in is called Carmine Red. This is my favorite shade of red, and red is my favorite color. The leather is fabulous. I have a review on this. If you haven't seen it, it was the video I recorded and uploaded previous to this one on my channel. It smells so dang good. So I am massively loving the Anna. The classic size Carmine Franklin Covey Anna is what gave me the jolt to go ahead and switch back to classic again. Because I like it in the classic better than in the compact. I kind of like the pocket, but the rings are just too small. And I have actually been wondering lately if I should go back to classic. I had a little fuzzy in my hair. So let's get started with this tour. I am excited to be going back into classic. I'm trying it out and considering strongly being classic for going into 2021. Alright, so when you first open it up, here's what you have. And so in my pen loops, these come with 2 pen loops. My front pen loop, I just got a mild liner highlighter. And then my back pen loop, I'm using a 0.5 micron pen. And for my pocket configuration, what's in my pockets, this slip pocket here. Inside there I just have some documents and some stickers that I like to keep with me that I don't use too often. Inside the zipper pocket is where I keep some money that I pay out to the kids each week for their paid chores. So their paid chores money tends to be in there. The secretarial pocket has the functional stickers that I use more often. And then inside the ID window, I have my washi card. And then in this credit card slot, I have whole reinforcement stickers. I have a card here. I have Avery dots here. Another card. I have Avery labels here. And then these gorgeous metallic page tabs here. And I got those at Walmart. The metallic is really pretty. I think they're made by Avery as well, and I love them. And then my first page, this is kind of multifunctional. It's laminated double cardstock from scrapbook paper, cardstock laminated, with just a random journaling card stuck on there that I thought was cute. So this works as a front page lifter because it's stiff enough that it helps keep my pages together, but it also is kind of pretty. It's like my welcome page, and it's also a dashboard. So turning inside, on the other side of that, I have some sticky notes and some other tabs of different sizes. And these sticky notes are my favorites, and I've been getting these from Dollar Tree, and I use them a lot. Alright, and then we have a picture of my husband and I. This was taken at our 22nd wedding anniversary. Our 23rd wedding anniversary is coming up soon. And this is just, as you can see, it's just inside a Ziploc pocket by Franklin Covey. And I just have it on some scrapbook paper. And then on the other side is a family picture. This was taken Thanksgiving last year, so hopefully we can do a new picture on or near Thanksgiving for this year. And then a lot of my front matter after that are laminated pieces of papers, just things that really inspire me or that I like to look over from time to time. For example, here is Benjamin Franklin's Planner and Schedule. Here's a page. And I got that from Benjamin Franklin's autobiography that is free on the public domain, so you can download and read it for free online. And by the way, Franklin Covey, Franklin is named after Benjamin Franklin and inspired by Benjamin Franklin's planner. All right, and then the next page is Christine Frederick's daily schedule, published in 1913. All right, and that is from, I believe it's called The New Housekeeping, and it was published in 1913, written by Christine Frederick. And that's a great book that is also free to read online. It's on the public domain. And after that, I have a 1-week schedule of a family of 5 from 1919. So this is the Monday. And then it goes on throughout that schedule. And then after that, I have a 1-day schedule for a family of 3, published in 1919. And these schedules here is also from Christine Frederick's book, but it was from her newer book called Household Engineering, published in 1919, free on the public domain online. And Household Engineering by Christine Frederick is one of my most favorite homemaking books ever. So if you are a homemaker, really, I suggest you read that book. It's really, really good. Okay, and then after that, I have my laminated sheet. I call this my Christian Supplications Scriptures. And so I have 3 different headings on here. Underneath Christian Supplications, I have Mark 11:24, Philippians 4:4, Philippians 4:6 through 7, Romans 8:28, and 1 John 3:22 through 23. And then under the heading Things Pleasing Before Him, Fruits of the Spirit, I have Galatians 5:22 through 25. And under the heading The Commandments of the Christian, I have 1, that we may believe in the name of His Son, Jesus Christ, and 2, and may love one another. And then I have the scripture Matthew 22, verses 36 through 40. And I have one of those metallic top tabs on here, because if I grab that and flip it over, it brings me to my running grocery list. So here's where I keep several sheets of note paper. And then when I run low or out of something, I just write it on my running grocery list. And then each week when I go to make my official grocery list, which I do try to make in the order of the aisles at the store at which I shop, then I know to access this list along with my master grocery list to see what I need to compile onto my final copy of my grocery list for the week. So moving past all of those pieces of paper, we come to my first divider. Now I currently have 6 dividers in here, and this note paper and these dividers and the pockets that I put in here, these are all from my planner stash. So these were dividers that I had used previously in a classic size planner, but it has been a while. So I just brought these dividers out to use them again. So the first divider is labeled Home because it's for my homemaking section, and it looks like this. And going inside my homemaking section, the first page is my daily chores. And then after that, we have a page that shows my children's chores and their table chores. And then this facing page here is our paid chores tracker. So that's where I track chores that they do for money so that I know how much to pay who at the end of the week in their chore money. And then after that, I have my deep cleaning and organizations projects list. And then following that is my master grocery list. And you see I have a little flag sticking on the top. That's because if I grab that flag and turn it over, it brings me to my menu for the week. Now, my master grocery list just helps me to visualize what I have and what I need. I just mentally read through it as I'm making my grocery list, and that has helped me so many times on things that I would have normally forgotten to write down on my grocery list. Things that I didn't have written on my running grocery list towards the front matter of the planner, but things that I still needed. So I just read through my master grocery list as I make my weekly grocery list, and that helps. And then as for my weekly menu plan, I make that on the same day I'm making the grocery list, because a lot of these meals I will need to get ingredients for, so I write those on the grocery list as well. And I plan our breakfasts, lunches, suppers, and their side dishes. And in helping me plan those, I have a page of breakfast ideas. And then on the back of breakfast ideas, that's just where I wrote down my Thanksgiving and New Year's menu. And then facing that, I have a page of lunch ideas. And then after that, I have a couple pages of supper ideas. Now, my breakfast, lunch, and supper ideas contain not just the main dishes, but also suggested sides to go with each main dish. And then after that, we come to a table of contents. This is to the sections in my recipes. My recipe pages are numbered, and the rest of my homemaking section are my recipes. And then I have this little flag sticking off to the side so that I can turn to my recipes quickly. So just turning randomly into my recipes, here's what it looks like in there. All right, and then after that, I just have some note paper for if I want to write down any new recipes, then I can. And then that brings me to my next section. My next divider is labeled school, and this is my homeschooling section, so that divider looks like this. I am a homeschooling mother of 4. 2 of my children are adults and are graduated, and they were homeschooled all the way through. And then my 2 children still going through homeschool are both going through homeschool high school. And they have been homeschooled all the way through and will be complete to graduation like their older siblings. And I have, do, and will continue to homeschool my children via the Trivium method. So if you're looking for a homeschool method and you're researching different methods, I, of course, am biased in recommending the Trivium method. I do think it is the best. It works with brain development and natural ways of learning. So you may want to look that up and research it. Teaching the Trivium is a very good book to read about that, as well as A Well-Trained Mind. So this is my homeschool section. So the first page of my homeschool section is our current homeschool schedule. And then following that is our homeschool curriculum for the current school year. And then after that, I have their reading list and their copywork assignments. And then after that, I just have some note paper for special projects or notes. So my next divider is labeled budget, and as it says, it is my budgeting section, and it looks like this. So inside my budgeting section, we're kind of in an interesting flux right now in my husband's pay. He's normally paid every other week. His pay structure is kind of changing right now, so he's temporarily being paid every week. So my first page is divided into 4 squares, and each 4 squares is what reoccurring expenses I have assigned to which of the weekly paychecks for the month. And then behind that, I have my usual budget guide, which is for bi-weekly checks and which reoccurring expenses we pay on those checks that I have assigned. And I reference my budget guide or this first page quadra temporarily when I am making out the budget for each check so that I know how much we need for the reoccurring expenses, and then of course groceries and other expenses and things coming up that I can find on my monthly calendar. And then after that, I have a top loading pocket, and this is one that I had made with laminate with vellum paper that I laminated and made into a pocket, and I keep closed with a paper clip on top. And inside this top loading pocket is where I keep bills that are waiting to be paid, and there are some in there that I will be paying in a few days. And then after that, I just have filler note paper, and at the top of the paper list the date of the current check, and then of course I list the reoccurring expenses assigned to that check. I list anything coming up during that check's period that I find from my monthly calendar, and I just keep a running total of how much money we have in the bank after all of those expenses are done, etc. So I don't use any special budgeting inserts. So that's the rest of the budgeting section. So I'm going to flip past those filler pages, and I do have them planned out. I usually have them planned out at least a few months in advance. Okay, so then my next divider is labeled notes and looks like this. And this is my full and complete notebook. So the very first page in my notes section is a table of contents. I've got to cover up a personal note here. So it's a table of contents. And so the first half of my notes section, the pages are numbered, and my table of contents directs me to what's on what page. So I have gift ideas, kids grocery week checklist, stock list, perpetual calendar, family information and codes, and directions. And then I just have various little flags, different colored flags sticking at the top and along the sides to some of the pages that I reference often enough that I want to flip to them regularly. All right, and then my last little side flag I have there leads to extra filler paper. So that way if I need to add anything, I can do brain dump here, scratch paper here, or I can use this paper and move it to anywhere else in the planner when I need more paper. And after the table, after the numbered pages and before my extra pages, I have some specific documents that were letter size, that is folded in half and punched and then cut slits into the holes and just stuck in here. So I have like current car insurance for our cars, I have Bible study notes, and I have a Jewish holy days calendar that kind of goes with my Bible study notes. And yeah, see, they're just folded in half, punched, and slits cut in the holes so that they can pop in and out of the rings easily. So moving to my next section, my next divider is labeled contacts, and it looks like this. And so contacts, just as it says, inside there is just phone numbers and addresses of close family members and close friends. So we move to my next divider, which is labeled planning. And this is where we get to more of the calendary, plannery portion of my planner. So inside here, the first page we come across is a page by Franklin Covey. Oh, here's an old note I can get rid of, that was done. It's a page by Franklin Covey, and it's called Planner, Hints, and Helps. And then after that, I have month on 2 pages for October, November, and December. So I'll flip to the November one, and for 2020. And October, November, and December 2020 calendars I'm using in here are from Daytimer, and they are blank. So the November divider is nothing spectacular, just looks like this. And then here is my November month on 2 pages. And then I have a little page finder at the top which marks where I'm at. So I flip to that, and I am on day on 2 pages. I am using Franklin Covey Blooms classic size, day on 2 pages, and I'm just using this for my planner stash. I had some that I hadn't used from 2018, so I am using November 2018 inserts. I just scribbled out the year and the day and wrote in the proper day on each one, and I'm getting use out of them. So here's page 1 of my day on 2 pages. And then over here we have my page finder. And then I have my master schedule. It's laminated. The holes are slit so they pop in and out of the rings just like my page finder does. And then my master schedule, same on this side. So I can see it no matter which of the 2 pages I'm on. So I have it the same on both sides. And then here's my second page for today for my day on 2 pages. So let me flip a few pages in and show you what blank looks like. Looks like this. And I have the whole month of November in here for day on 2 pages. And then after that we have the December tab. And then after December I have a page, and at the top is written Future Planning 2021 Plus. So of course that's where I have my future plans. I have 2 things on here for 2021, 1 thing on here for 2022, and 1 thing on here for 2023. All right, and then after that page, I have a 4-year overview. It shows the years 2020 through 2023. And this page is put out by At a Glance. And then after that, I have month on 2 pages for all of 2021 in here. Currently, I'm having them in here by At a Glance Seascapes. So they just look like this. And then moving past those, I then have 12 blank Franklin Covey dividers that are white with the tabs laminated but blank. And these came in a Franklin Covey binder that had a lot of inserts in it that I had gotten when I was on vacation in March from a thrift store. So I don't know what I'm going to do with these. I just stuck them in here for now so I can think about it. Here's what they look like. See? And they're blank. I love that. So they have so many possibilities to them. Okay, and then after that, I have several top-loading pockets. Now, I don't have any Franklin Covey top-loading pockets, thus the mud that I made homemade in my budget section to hold my bills. And then these several here, I think there's 7 or 8 of them, they are Avery page protectors. And you can get Avery page protectors in half-letter size for mini binders. I think I had originally gotten these from Staples. These were in my planner stash. And you can also get them online. They are cheap and they are awesome. Now the thing is, they're going to stick out wider than your other pages because they're made so that you can stick a whole half-letter size sheet of paper in there that's not punched. So then it's got this whole extra added strip onto it, which makes them wider, that has the holes to put them in the rings. I cut that strip off and then re-punched them so that they are half-letter size instead of wider than half-letter size, and they fit right in. And then I just have a pretty piece of folded over washi tape over the top of each one, and each one is labeled, and these are just my budgeting, document, etc. pockets that I keep in the back. And then after that, I have one of those Franklin Covey Ziploc bags, storage things. And I just have a little bit of spending money there. And then I have another little Ziploc one. And this has a little bit of change. And then we come to my back page lifter, and I just have some flags on here with some things written on them, occasional reoccurring things or events that when they come up, I stick them onto the proper slot on my master schedule. And then when I'm done with them, they get returned back to my back page lifter. And then after that, we come to my back pockets. So, in this top back pocket, I just have some folded up documents. The next back pocket, I don't really have anything in. We have some ollie clips that are clipping into there because that's clipping a plastic insert down inside the first pocket that has some of my other cards that I like to keep with me. And in these two pockets, I have some folded up paper with some confirmation numbers on there that I need to keep with me. And then these are some arrow flags. And this concludes the tour of my current November planner setup. I absolutely love it. I am absolutely in love with this Franklin Covey Anna and the Carmine Red and the classic size. These Annas come in all the sizes. It comes in Monarch, which holds full letter size sheet paper like a regular size binder. And it comes in the next size down, which is this one, which is Classic, which holds half sheets of letter size paper. So for my printouts that I had in here, I just had to print them out 2 per page from my printer or as a booklet, cut the paper in half, punch them, and they go right in. So classic size is easy to print for. It's just half a sheet of letter size paper, not A5. A5 is half a sheet of A4 size paper. A4 size paper and American letter size paper are different dimensions. And then you have the compact size, which is comparable to personal or portable size, except they're a bit wider, but the holes line up with personal. And then you have Franklin Covey pocket size, which is very similar to A6. The holes and rings line up like A6, but the Franklin Covey pocket size pages are a bit thinner than A6 pocket size pages that are a bit wider. So these come in all the sizes, which is totally awesome. I am really enjoying it in the classic, and stay tuned. Hopefully I will be putting up another purse tour pretty soon. I did need to upgrade and change to a different purse so that my Anna would sit in there more comfortably, and I will show you my new purse and what I keep in it and why I keep in it what I do keep in it. Hopefully that'll be the next video coming up, maybe even within a day or two. And meanwhile, this concludes this video. Have a blessed day.